So first of all, we're going to look at trigonometric ratios. So we start trigonometry in about year 7, year 8 with Pythagoras' theorem, where we label first the hypotenuse and call the other two sides shorter sides, meaning the hypotenuse is the longest side on a right angle triangle. But once we hit about year 9, then we label the other two sides according to the angle you're looking at. So the longest side of a triangle is the hypotenuse, and the other two sides on a right angle triangle are labeled opposite and hypotenuse. Well, if you're looking at that from this angle here, across the other side is the opposite and next to it is the adjacent, and it wouldn't be vice versa if the angle was up there. Then we look at the trigonometric ratios. We have sine theta, opposite over hypotenuse, cos theta, adjacent over hypotenuse, tan theta, opposite over adjacent. And the kids remember this in a very simple way of sa, ka, toa. Now, this should be relatively easy, but the one mistake that kids usually make is picking the correct one. If you don't pick the correct one from the beginning, the whole thing is wrong. So just a very helpful tip is to write out sa, ka, toa. In the exam, write them out sa, ka, toa, then go through and label your triangle correctly. So as we said, that's the longest side, the hypotenuse, and then from the angle, label the other two sides. You've got the opposite and the adjacent. And the one thing you realize is that there's nothing on the opposite. You do not use the opposite, so just cancel all the O out, meaning the opposite. And you're left with the correct ratio. And then off you go solving it. Cos theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. Label all your variables. Sub it in. And what you have now is just an equation. From your equations, x divide that by 20, and you would multiply the 20 over to the other side. So you get 20 times cos 60 equals x. And your x, once you put 20 times cos 60 on your calculator, your value of x becomes 10 meters. So I like to first teach it like this, especially when you're starting to learn your sine, cos and tan. The most important thing is make sure you can label the opposite and adjacent correctly, and then cross the one off you are not using. So in this case, it's the opposite. So we are not using sine because it's opposite over hypotenuse, and we're not using tan because it's opposite over adjacent. So you're left with cos.